Thales of Miletus is known as the father of philosophy and science, but few people realize that his life was also marked by long journeys across the sea. He was born in the port city of Miletus, where ships from Phoenicia, Egypt and Babylon came and went, carrying goods and stories. From a young age, Thales was captivated by the ocean. At the harbor, he heard tales of Phoenician star maps, Egyptian land surveying, and the calculations of the Nile's currents. All of this ignited the fire of his curiosity. Legend says Thales often sailed with merchants. He was not a trader, but an observer. Every port was a laboratory, every star in the sky, a guide for his thoughts. To Thales, the sea was not merely a route for commerce. It was a boundless space of knowledge. He saw the ocean as he saw the universe, full of patterns, laws, and order. Perhaps this is where his mystery began. Was he truly just a philosopher? Or a scientific explorer disguised as an ordinary trader? The Phoenicians were known as masters of the sea. They created a navigation system based on the North Star long before other civilizations understood it. Ancient records mention that a Greek from Miletus once learned from Phoenician sailors how to determine direction using constellations. That name fits Thales. He later became known as the first person to explain sea navigation using astronomical principles, not superstition. He said that the small star near Ursa Minor was more accurate for navigation than the larger constellations. Did he learn this knowledge from Phoenician sailors? Or did he himself sail across the Mediterranean, observing the stars above the waves? What is certain is that after that period, Greek records began to depict Thales as a man who could read the heavens to measure the earth. After crossing the Mediterranean, Thales arrived in Egypt, a mysterious land with a sacred river. He studied how the Egyptians measured the Nile's floods and built their pyramids. Yet more than learning, Thales tested their methods himself. He noticed that each time the Nile's waters receded, the riverbanks left geometric shapes on the ground, triangles, trapezoids, rectangles. From that, he concluded that nature itself follows mathematical patterns. He also learned how Egyptian architects used the stars to align pyramids along the north-south axis. Most likely it was in Egypt that Thales realized that science is born from consistent observation of nature. His journey along the Nile was not mere study, it was the beginning of the scientific way of thinking. In the city of Heliopolis, Thales is said to have conversed with Egyptian priests, the boys, guardians of cosmic secrets. They taught him about the solar calendar, the measurement of day and night, and the rituals of astronomy. But Thales did not simply accept their teachings. He challenged them with a question. Do we truly know why the stars move? The priests fell silent. Thales did not mean to defy their faith, but to understand the cause behind the celestial motions. From that moment, he earned a reputation as a foreigner who dared to think freely. He began to see that between faith and science lies a middle path, rational explanation that does not destroy spiritual wonder. Another story tells that Thales often joined Miletian merchant expeditions to the kingdoms of Asia Minor. He learned how trade followed the seasons and the direction of the winds. From these experiences, Thales understood that the world was not a collection of coincidences, but a system governed by consistent patterns, the tides, the currents, and the movements of the heavens. For merchants, this was useful for navigation. For Thales, it was proof that nature followed laws that could be learned. His ability to read signs of nature earned him respect from rulers. He was not just a wise man, but one who could predict weather, tides, even harvests. Thales' journeys across sea and land made him the first cross-cultural scientist. He combined Egyptian mathematics, Babylonian astronomy, and Phoenician navigation into one unified way of thinking. For Thales, knowledge had no borders. Every civilization held a piece of the puzzle, and the philosopher's task was to unite them into universal truth. From the sea, he learned direction. From the river, he learned form. From the stars, he learned time. His travels became the foundation of what we now call science. Observation, measurement, and generalization. Thales believed that all life originates from water. This belief may have come from his years of voyaging across the seas and witnessing the connection between water, rain, and the fertility of the land. He saw water not just as a physical substance, but as the essence of all existence. According to his students' writings, he often said, "Without water, there is no life. Without the sea, there is no sky to reflect it." Some modern historians suggest that his view was not metaphorical at all, but the result of empirical observation of the marine and river ecosystems he witnessed on his journeys. Perhaps Thales was the world's first environmental scientist long before the term existed. When he returned to Miletus, Thales brought no gold or treasure, but knowledge gathered from many civilizations. He began to write about how the world could be explained through natural principles, not myth. He taught his students to think like explorers, to question old maps and draw new ones with logic. For Thales, philosophy was not about sitting and meditating. It was about journeying through nature and understanding its patterns. From this, science, logic, and geometry were born. He transformed travel into the highest form of human thought. To this day, much of Thales' life remains a mystery. No record tells the exact routes of his voyages, yet his ideas appear across different cultures. Some scholars suspect that thinkers in the East later developed systems of measurement and astronomy, similar to Thales, as if he had left intellectual footprints in ancient ports. Perhaps he never drew a map of the world, but the world itself mapped his mind. From the deserts of Egypt to the seas of Phoenicia, Thales left behind a legacy. That true knowledge never stands still, it journeys. More than 2,000 years later, Thales is remembered not only as the first philosopher and scientist, but perhaps also as the first scientific explorer. He saw the sea not as water, but as a mirror of cosmic order. He united the wisdom of many civilizations into a foundation of rational thought that still shapes our world today. From the waves he learned courage, from the stars he learned direction, and from the pyramids he learned steadfastness. It is no wonder that some historians call him not only the father of science, but also the first explorer of the ocean of knowledge. His shadow may have sunk with time, but every compass, every star map, and every geometric formula still echoes. Thales' journey across the seas and through history